So Amazon is offering a new business opportunity, and for as low as $10,000, entrepreneurs can start their own delivery business for Amazon's packages. And the Amazon DSP, or Delivery Service Partner opportunity, looks pretty good at first glance. But is it really as good as people think? We'll look at that today on Franchise City. So the aspiring entrepreneur community is really buzzing about this new business opportunity. Amazon has apparently received thousands of applications already from excited people, and Amazon has placed orders for 20,000 vans. There's a lot of excitement here, and that can lead to people being less critical in their investment decisions. Now, before we begin, we love to see people leave the 9-to-5 and get started in their own businesses. I'm not going to bash the American dream, but always make prudent, educated decisions. Successful investments, regardless of the amount, require you to remain critical and not be propelled forward based only on your emotions. Let's get started. So we look at this and it looks like a great business. You've got a very low investment that starts at $10,000. You don't need any experience. And Amazon, a company that we all know and trust, one of the biggest in the world, is going to help you get started. Amazon's own estimates suggest you're going to be running a business with between 20 to 40 trucks, up to 100 employees, grossing between $1 million to $4.5 million, and profiting up to $300,000 every single year. They'll help you set up your business, help you build your team. You'll get huge discounts on the vans and all the tech that you need to get started. They'll give you 3 weeks of dedicated training and ongoing support, and you'll be leveraging their 20 years of technology and logistics experience. This is amazing, am I right? Amazon, take my money. Not so fast. Remember what I said earlier about letting emotions guide you? At this point, people have forgotten about the research and are dreaming of spending that $300,000 a year driving a Ferrari to brunch at Jeff Bezos' place. In the absence of actual data, emotion is guiding you towards that outcome. This is how hundreds of people every single year lose their money in all sorts of businesses, not just Amazon, by using emotion over logic when making these decisions, especially people who might lack the business acumen to accurately assess the opportunity. Now, you add that to the fact that thousands of people have applied, and that creates this false sense of desirability. That's how human beings are. They follow the crowd. But let's not follow the crowd, and let's look at some facts before we dive in. So first off, Amazon, they've shown us the positive. We've seen that. Let's take a look at some potential negatives. And where should we start? Well, why don't we start with the curious fact Amazon is specifically looking for people with no experience. Why is that? Now, if you had a choice of hiring someone who had a ton of experience or someone who had no idea what the heck they are doing, who would you hire? I certainly know who I would hire. So why is Amazon, this massive company who could get anybody, focusing on people with no experience? Well, one possible reason, purely speculation, and only Amazon knows why, but it's possible because people in the industry who have the experience don't want to do it. People that understand what is actually involved, the margins, the risks, the expenses, and we'll cover all those shortly, are just saying no. Now, according to Peter Schlachtus, he's the co-founder of the Association for Delivery Drivers. He was recently interviewed by CBS News. That is very likely the case. And here's what he said. Costs of working with Amazon are so substantial that independent delivery companies are increasingly turning away Amazon's business. The reason? Amazon requires that delivery companies hire their drivers as employees rather than work with independent contractors. The challenges of doing delivery work for Amazon have taken many dozens of delivery owners by surprise. My read is that Amazon is doing this to address a dwindling supply of independent delivery companies who are willing and able to work with them. So industry professionals who understand the risks and the numbers are saying no. Amazon themselves are also saying no. Think about that for a second. Amazon doesn't want to operate these routes themselves. Many delivery industry professionals don't want these routes, but thousands of people now see this as a fantastic opportunity. So reason number one, these routes appear to not be that popular. But why wouldn't they be that popular? Well, let's start with the money. That big $300,000 a year in profit. Now keep in mind that's the absolute best case scenario provided by Amazon themselves. This is the top end of what you can potentially earn, and that number will, of course, likely be less. Now, Amazon states you're going to be operating between 20 to 40 trucks. So obviously, in this equation, you'll need those 40 trucks to make the highest amount. So let's take $300,000 a year. We'll divide that by 40 trucks. That gives us $7,500 profit per truck per year. $7,500 per truck per year. Now, anyone in the logistics industry knows it does not take many unexpected expenses to quickly take this route from positive revenue to losing money. When you look at the numbers from that perspective, you realize how slim these margins actually are. Now, you have this big truck. You have, it's very expensive to operate. You have fuel prices that are all over the map. You've got employee minimum wages changing. You've got lots of variables and a razor thin profit potential of $7,500 a year. Now that works out to about $28 per working day in profit per truck. Any fluctuation in expenses could impact you in a big way. So reason number 2 is these very tight margins. Any of you that have experience running a business know the level of difficulty in hiring, background checking, managing, and scheduling employees. Now, Amazon suggests you're going to need to find up to 100, yes, 100 employees that are willing to work the challenging schedules that are required in this industry. Now, to that point, there are some shocking stories online outlining what it's actually like delivering for Amazon. Business Insider recently spoke with 31 third-party Amazon drivers who described abuses like lack of overtime pay. And enduring such crazy schedules, they were forced to drive dangerously, and some of them even kept bottles in their trucks to urinate into because they did not have time for washroom breaks. Now, hopefully, it's not always like that, but you are going to need to find dozens of people who can withstand deadline pressures and work day in, day out over the days, weeks, and years reliably. Now, I don't know about you, but the amount of people that I know that are truly reliable, I can count those people on one hand. So reason number 3, we're going to say high pressure industry and hiring challenges. And number 4 is liability. Amazon requires you to have at least $30,000 in the bank and also have good credit. Why is that? Well, because guess who's on the hook for lease payments on those 40 trucks? You. Guess who's on the hook for insurance liability? You. Guess who's on the hook for employee liability? You. Guess who's on the hook for every single business liability? That again would be you. Now people get this warm, fuzzy feeling that they're partnering with Amazon. What you're actually doing is starting a delivery business with Amazon as one of your clients. Now what happens if your trucks get into 1 accident, 2 accidents, 4 accidents? Think it's possible with 40 trucks zipping around at high speeds every single day that they'll get into an accident? What if, heaven forbid, your driver actually runs someone over? Will your already slim margins of $7,500 a route per year accommodate these increased insurance premiums? And what happens if you actually lose Amazon as a client for whatever reason? I would suggest you consider the fact you are assuming all of the liability here, and accidents can and absolutely will happen. That can be very costly. Consider all the expenses on lease payments, insurance payments, employees' wages, workers' compensation, your rent, and everything else. That is no small number, and all of it is riding on this one single client. I'll post a link below to this Business Insider article entitled Amazon Controls Legions of Delivery Drivers Without Paying Their Wages and Benefits. But I'll cover the high points from interviews with those who are in the business. This former Amazon logistics manager states the DSP contract labor model is absolutely to mitigate risk and not take on the cost and obligation to actually employ people, so Amazon can move and scale fast. The DSPs are under such a financial pinch, they are not always taking care of their vans or making sure they are keeping up standards. Now, a DSP owner said, we were walking on eggshells. You don't want to make the guy angry that gives out the routes, because if you make him angry, he isn't going to give you the number of routes you want. People were buying lunches for people at Amazon to try and get more routes. Now, if you're in with Amazon, you can do no wrong. They'll give routes to those people. Amazon can also cut routes from underperforming companies, according to former Amazon managers and courier company owners. The companies were in constant fear of losing routes or having their contracts cut altogether. Amazon has all the power, and delivery service providers are afraid to push back. I could make a decision that I wanted to replace a company on Friday, and on Monday they would be out. Now, does that scare you? You are on the hook for 40 vans, 100 employees, and all of it is riding on this one single client. But hey, you know what? Amazon is known for being so nice, right? Number 5 is Amazon's reputation. Amazon is not exactly known for providing the world's greatest working conditions. It seems not a day goes by that I don't personally see another news story about Amazon workers enduring something else. Just Google Amazon working conditions yourself and see what is there. More urinating in trash cans, horror stories, skipping bathroom breaks to keep their jobs, ignoring injuries to keep their job. There are dozens of results here suggesting Amazon is not about to win any Employer of the Month awards. Now, if you have the perception that Amazon is just about encouraging up and coming entrepreneurs like you and not about doing what is financially best for Amazon, I would suggest you might rethink that. Amazon is looking after Amazon, which is what a business is supposed to do. And you are supposed to be looking out for your family, and that makes making wise financial business decisions. So is Amazon a good opportunity? Well, that's going to be up to you to decide. We like to give aspiring entrepreneurs both sides of the story so they can make an educated decision. Let us know in the comments down below what you think and if you or someone else is considering the opportunity. We're going to keep an eye on the Amazon business for future videos, and if you need help finding a franchise or business, give the experts a call at Franchise City. Our service is free to qualified entrepreneurs. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell for updates. Thanks for watching.